Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. Coming out of the weekend, we had an extremely volatile and choppy day here, but we ended up finishing up at 0.92%, which is not too bad whatsoever here. Let's take a look at the stock market over here. We'll take a look at our heat map for the NASDAQ. And we can see it was mostly green here. Tesla was up quite a bit. You had Apple and nvidia that were almost, they broke above the break-even point. You had Microsoft doing well, Google having some more legal complications, not too great there. But aside from that, really nothing concerning, and I think that this is still showing a lot of strength in the market as well. So, that being said, where can I expect the NASDAQ to go in the short term here? I have a couple different contenders here. I have a bearish and a bullish scenario, and then a less bullish scenario. Let's start off with the top one bullish scenario over here. This is going to be the rocket, as I call it, and this is going to be the new all-time high price point here. Now, what's going to happen here? I'm expecting a break of this all-time high price target line at 22,100, where we break above this line, we come back to retest it, and then after this retest here, that's when we'll start. And actually, let me just draw a new arrow here. A break above, retest, and then boom, a move to the upside here. And if you do see a lot of volume in the market, a lot of volatility in the market, and you're scared about missing out, you don't really see a triple top too often. So if you do get a candle that has breaking above this point here, very simple. You're placing your long trade, you're having a pretty generous stop loss just in case anything were to happen, and you can keep it right at about 1 to 2 resistance levels below there, and that's a very safe trade there at about 4 risk to reward ratio. And I do believe that stocks will see a very generous bounce to the upside here, just because, again, we don't typically see 3 bounces or 3 rejections from an all-time high price point, and there's a lot of money moving into the markets now. So I expect that when we do break above here, and I think this could happen in the later part of this week or even next week, I think we could start to see some fantastic plays to the upside there and some great longs there. My slightly bullish scenario, as I was mentioning earlier, it's going to be this same move to the upside here, but instead of moving straight up, we take another bounce to this target over here at 21,236, or even down to 20,750. These are extremely strong resistance levels here, and as there's a little bit more fear into the market when it comes to the wars, I do expect the market even to come back and retest these levels, or even fill some gaps that we have at these lower price targets here, and then that's when we start to move to the upside here. Now, we are in a very obvious and a very strong bull market here, and I don't see any reason to break out that trend here. You don't typically see, every 2 months, so a break of a bear trend, a break of a bull trend, break of a bear trend. I think that we're going to have a very nice bull trend from here, especially showing how much we recovered and how much volume we had, showing that there's a very strong market bottom right here at about 19,231. So I think from there, we can expect a bounce to the upside there. And then my bearish scenario, very simple. If we don't hold these levels down below here, especially the one at 20,700, then that's going to be when you're taking risk off of the market, and that's when you're going to be either holding in cash or shorting the market. Very simple. So we break below this, and then as soon as we do, we can either retest here or we'll just flush straight down to about 18,200. But I don't see that as the most possible scenario there, just because, again, a lot of money is coming back into the market, and greed is starting to set into the market as well. So that's what I expect for the NASDAQ index here. Let's take a look at Lockheed Martin. And after all the war that's going on in the Middle East, I don't think it's no surprise that there's going to be a lot of eyes on these military contracting stocks, such as Lockheed Martin here. And Lockheed Martin's chart is extremely strong here. Let's just zoom out to the past couple decades here, a few decades, and we can see that there's been a lot of growth from Lockheed Martin, and I unfortunately expect that to still continue here. Very safe trade of what you can be expecting for if you're looking for a break at Lockheed Martin. We did break above this resistance level not too long ago here, and we're showing some support over here as well. So at above 471, you are looking to go long into the market here. You also had a break of this bear trend over here as well, and if you buy right now, you're pretty much buying at that break as well, so there's no harm done. You can be looking at your stop loss to be a swing low or even a swing below over here if you want to have a little bit less risk but a little bit less room as well to work with. And then your all-time high price target is very possible there as well. and to the upside you are looking at about 31% move to the upside there. I think that's very possible. I think that's very, very possible there. So that's a great trade, great risk reward ratio as well if you're looking for these lower moves here. 2.76, and even if you want to look for new all-time high price targets here at 700 psychological level, I think that's a very, very strong contender for a trade as well. Let's move on to AMD here, and AMD is still showing strength above both of these resistance breakouts here. So I think it's going to be a matter of time before we move up to our price targets up here at about $170 a share. I think that's where I've seen a lot of volume in the market as well, and I think this can be a great place for these big institutions to either take profit or for retail traders to either say, okay, that's enough, and then before the market starts dropping off, you collect a nice little trade there. But right now, you are looking to go long on AMD if we do receive back a retest of the support line here, and this support line has been pretty strong for the past few months here, so I am liking the looks of buying at the retest here, just in case you don't want to buy too overextended. But very, very simple. Let's take a look at Intel over here. Speaking about chips, I mean, this is no AMD, this is no NVIDIA, and I don't think that should surprise you. I am liking the looks of its technical analysis here, and that's really the only reason why I'm buying here. Now, I'm not setting my take profit to a all-time high price target, because I think that could be a little bit unrealistic, considering how much competition there is in the markets, and how much better technology there is too in the market as well. So that being said, we have this falling resistance line that's been it's been formed ever since the early 2024, and you have even more of a downtrend from earlier in 2021 here. But this 2024 price line has broken over here. If we zoom in very, very clearly, we had a break over here, a false breakout, and then we had another breakout here. We had this retest, and I think this could be a very good contender for a retest here, where you can be looking to take profit at about a $30 price target level. That's where we see a lot of volume here, a gap close to fill as well. And then your stop loss, very simple, just at a swing low. But Intel is at a very low valuation right now, I think. And this is definitely a nice contender for a bottom as well. We see that we have this pretty block-like formation over here, showing that this is where bulls are really liking price. This is a very cheap price for Intel to be at, and from there you can be looking for some upside there. And again, this is a very nice trade here, about 5 risk to reward ratio, so I am liking the looks of that. Let's take a look at Apple over here, and Apple, oh my god, finally we received a break of this falling resistance as well, and Apple is currently over just by a little bit. Now, I'm not going to be buying just yet if I am looking for a short-term trade. I already have bought into it a little while ago for its long-term trades after we received this very obvious bottom here. If you'd like to place a trade, that's absolutely fine. But right now, what I am looking for, if you want a little bit more confirmation for a long-term trade, take a look at a break above 207, because this is shown to be a pretty strong resistance level in the past. And you can just set your stop loss to the swing low over here, and to take profit to anywhere about, I want to say about 236, but I definitely think that Apple will have a new all-time high. I don't think it will be very, very soon, but I think that it's very possible within about a year and a half to see that. And again, Apple is in the top 3 strongest stocks in the NASDAQ here, and I don't believe that a stock that strong is just going to fall off one day, no matter who's selling it. If it's Warren Buffett or if it's your grandma, I think that we're still going to see a lot of movement from price from Apple as well, because again, they are leading in a lot of different sectors as well. So don't let the bearish news fool you, because just like how it fooled you back in 2024 when we were at about $150, $160 per share on Apple, we got this massive rally to the upside here, and you missed out on that just based on fear, nothing really substantial. So don't let yourself fall victim to that as well. If you are seeing a break above this resistance line, go ahead and place that trade. Very simple. Even if you want to have a little bit more of a conservative trade, bring your stop loss all the way to the bottom of these moves down, or these bounces down below here, and that's still a very good price target there, a great risk to reward ratio there. But that is going to be my analysis for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Very, very simple when it comes to trading, and the thing that I think makes me a strong trader is that I don't really have a bias when it comes to the market. There's no stock that I really wish well for. There is no stock that I wish poorly for. That being said, I'm able to be unbiased when it comes to my trades and just take a look at my technical analysis and look at where the best probabilities are, and from there, I just place my trades. And that being said, we're currently up 159.9% in the market for this year, and this is just in the past 6 months here, and we're currently beating the S&P by about 157%. So if you are interested in getting all the trades that I take, including take profits, stop losses, and percentage risk allocation, as well as free one-on-one sessions and so much more, come take a look at the link in the description, wallet.com/tmpfinance. You're going to get a lot of clarity as a trader in order to look at what stocks to purchase and when to purchase exactly. So if you are interested in that, come take a look at the link in the description. But that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Later, y'all. Peace out.